Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to our QPR Career Mode on FC24. If you're not all nice and caught up, go check out the playlist, check out episode number 1, how we started the season off, and then of course, welcome back to today's video. Carrying on from where we left off, obviously, whether people did or didn't see it. Hopefully now, if you didn't, you've gone back and checked it out. Where do I see the league table? It's probably much easier than I'm making it out. Standings would make sense, Tom. I think I was on that in the first place. Let's have a little look at the table. That was our pre-season. Okay, I'm going through every competition that isn't ours. I've gone the long way around, but here we are. We're currently top of the table, which is mental to say. The goal difference is crazy, but a big part of that was our first game I played on Legendary because I thought that was going to be the level we were going to be at. We ended up having a pretty good time of it, so we've moved it up to Ultimate, and the second game we still managed to win, but it was a lot more difficult. But today we're starting off in the Cup against Leyton Orient. I am probably going to rotate the team quite a little bit, but I'm still going to play the game. I'm not going to do highlights or anything just yet. I've seen the highlight system is still not amazing. Maybe down the line, if we start getting into bigger and better things like the Carabao Cup can take a bit of a backseat in the earlier rounds, and we can do like the highlight system and then actually play the other games. But we'll work that out nearer the time. For now, it's still early doors. We're still very much in the infancy of this career mode, so we're going to crack on with playing the game. So without further ado, I'm going to go forward to the Carabao Cup game against Leyton Orient, and unless anything pops up, I'll see you there. Okay, a bit of rotation, as I said. We have got Walsh in goal, a backline of Fox, Cook and Dunn, a midfield of Dixon, Bonner and Colback. Our sort of wing-back / wide midfielders are Kenneth Powell and Adoma. Powell and Cook, by the way, the only two players keeping their starting positions, or starting place in the lineup, I should say. Richards and Coley playing either side of Lyndon Dykes. Just a very quick couple of things people had sort of asked or sort of suggested in the comment section. Kenneth Powell, although I have converted him to play left mid, the left mid is to strictly fit the formation I'm playing, to have him like encouraged to go forward. Him and Adoma, or normally Smith, are both also encouraged to drop back and help with defending. So it's not that he's exclusively playing as a midfielder, he's playing as a wing back that gets forward, overlaps, but will be expected to come back. And in the first couple of games, hopefully you guys did see that, especially in the second game where it was a bit more it was a bit more of an understanding of how the formation's going to play, because the first game was the way that it was. It was very, very ridiculous. So yeah, that is just to address that little bit there as well. The formation, I'm not fully, this is definitely what I'm playing, but I think this suits the squad we've got right now. We've got some great creativity. Need a little bit of a core in the midfield. I do prefer a 3-man midfield in real life, but I think for the sake of this being a game still, we can get away with running that 2 midfield. But we'll see how this plays. Obviously, a bit of a chance for a couple of players to impress. Jimmy Dunn hasn't been able to find his way into the team because of the formation that I'm playing and the 3 that I like there. Ozzy, Cook and also Clark Salter are a nice little trio. But I have used Jimmy Dunn in Ultimate Team, and he is actually really quite good. I know he doesn't look that amazing of a card, but he's actually quite good in Ultimate Team. So without further ado, let's jump into this cup game against Leyton Orient. The boys getting ready here. I think this is them probably getting ready to come out. I'm assuming they've done all their warming up. Yeah, it's 15 minutes till kickoff. Boys, very, very excited indeed. Very excited indeed. Loftus Road bounced in. Here I am, ready to go. Can we keep up the good form that we have had thus far? Keep the season going. And it will be really nice to do so. Fingers crossed we can have a really, really solid start to the season. That'll be really, really good to see. But hopefully the main thing that I'm focusing on here, no injuries, and a chance for a couple of youngsters to get some minutes. Richards not really featuring much IRL. Coley getting a bit of a chance here as well. It'll be interesting to see how they do. Come on, you Oz. Albert Adom with a lot of work to do there on that right-hand side. He is somebody that I think in January, that's that sort of wide position we're maybe going to need to look for another player to come in, because especially if Smith, I say that, really good tackle there from Adoma, especially if Smith has hit his potential with it just being a +1 for the season, having another option at right mid would be quite nice for us, sort of that right mid / right wing back role. But Powell now doing his job getting forward. Lovely ball there into Coley. Really good chance. Nice bit of play there. Coley couldn't quite get the ball to Lyndon, and that would have been a real good chance for 1-0 there. But that's a nice little bit of play. A good example of winning that ball and rotating it quite quickly. We win this ball really nicely in the middle of the park here. Coley's going to try and set away Lyndon. Not the quickest of players, but strong enough to hold off his man there. I couldn't quite run into position I wanted to. That's unfortunate. Nice bit of play here. We're going to get this to Colback. Colback cuts inside. Oh, tries to play that to Linden. And if it had gone through, again, I think it would have been a really good chance. But actually, Coley's won this back really nicely. Colback, lovely little faked turn pass there. Sells the defender. And Linden Dykes manages to bag the first goal in the cup for us. A really lovely bit of play there. Coley, Colback and Linden making a nice little triangle there to get the play. But good win there from Coley. Gets it to Colback. This little one there, look, he sort of sells it. He's going to play another touch. But the pass just behind the defence, look at that. Splits those two defenders. Nothing they could do about it. And Linden, cool, calm and collected into the back of the net there. 1-0. And honestly, it's been a little bit nothingy so far. But I'd say we've been the better side so far. So I think that's a justifiable lead. 1-0, boys. Leyton Orient beginning to threaten a little bit here, making a nice little chance here. Cook's not the quickest, but I'll tell you what, Cook's positioning really, really does make up for it. I don't think I would be able to use Cook in a back four. I think the two-man centre-back system would potentially sort of highlight his pace being a bit more of a problem. But that back three, you can get away with it a bit more. And he really does have great positioning to make up for his lack of pace. And I say that here, and I've pulled Jimmy Dunn out of position. Can Cook help us out? No, he can't. I've given Walsh a bit too much to do there. Gilbraith is going to make it 1-1. That's my fault. I pulled Jimmy Dunn out of the way and I just left that space on that left-hand side of our defence. That really is my bad. You'll see here, look, see where Jimmy Dunn is? That's on me. Gilbraith, I think I'm saying that right, Gilbraith, with a really, really nice strike. Walsh, it's a little bit near to him. He's not dived fantastically well, but it is 1-1. That's disappointing. I feel like I've let the side down a bit there, boys. Sorry. Leyton Orient again on the attack here. Got to be careful just to not give anything silly away. I'm making sure I'm covering my my gaps that I'm potentially leaving with anyone when I'm moving Cook out of the way, Colback sitting in between, or Dixon Bonner sitting a little bit deeper. But just got to make sure we don't do anything silly here, give away a silly chance. It's a nice bit of play there. Can we see that one out? Good save there from Walsh. Needed to be as well. It was nice and slow towards that bottom corner, but he still needed to get something on it, and he did just do that. But a corner now to deal with just on the stroke here of half-time. Good win there initially from Cook. Not really sure that that's the player I want out there. I would have rather have had Adoma maybe come out, or Colback. You know, some of the less, not even Colback being less defensively minded, but not necessarily blessed in the height department. But Colback, oh, is going to bring it forward. Bit of a chance to maybe have made a counter-attacking chance there, but it wasn't to be. That's not the end of the world. It's a good start that's ended up being a disappointing end to the first half there. Both teams with limited chances. I think both teams have literally had one shot, at least, well, one shot on target up until, I should say, Leyton Orient's second shot on target. So both teams with limited chances, but it is 1-1. I do kind of want to make a change, and the player I'm going to have to change, I think, is going to be Cook. Now, here's the issue. Sam Field, the Shield, is going to have to sit in that centre-back role, which isn't a problem. He's got a +1, so it's not that he can't play there. I just didn't want to have to do it, but we've got a game against Watford in 3 days, and I'd like Cook to be back fully firing and ready for it. I think at some point, Armstrong or Kelman are going to have to make their way on the pitch. They're both pretty quick. Both would offer a nice threat here. But I'm actually going to swap Richards and Coley round. See if we can get Richards a little bit more involved. Nothing against Coley. Really do like the lad, which is why he's been getting some minutes for us. But I just think potentially with Richards being that couple of ratings higher, maybe him in the same sort of chances could be leading to a little bit more. So let's find out. Second half, that's the only real change apart from bringing on Field at centre-back, which is not really where I want to play him, but it's the option I have right now. That's not great. This is a real burst of pace there from their young lad. Now play it back to James. Hopefully Field will come in and do a solid enough job, what Cook was doing, and just keep that middle of the park nice and clear. He comes straight in and makes a block. Love that from you, Sam. Richards. Going to play it here to Colback. Adoma with a little inside overlap here. Going to try and get past his man. Does so brilliantly. And he's going to play it forward into Coley. He's going to look across. And Linden Dykes, he may not be the first man on the team sheet because of how much I love Armstrong, but he's making the most of these minutes he is getting. It might be I have to start including him in that starting lineup. We'll have to wait and see, but lovely bit of play. I was talking about Richards not getting involved, so I swap him and Coley has still been the main man to get the ball here. Lovely bit of play. Simple finish in the end, obviously, from Linden Dykes, but the build-up to it was fantastic. Really, really happy with that. Lovely stuff, boys. 2-1. Let's keep hold of this lead this time. Plenty of time on the clock, though, of course. Anything could happen in a good 35, 40 minutes. Get the ball here to Adoma, who's going to have to work hard to get that and play it through, and he does. And look who it is. It's not Richards, it's Coley. And it's a good effort there. Richards would have, again, had that chance and maybe could have been better off, but it doesn't matter. Dykes, Powell and Colback making way for Kelman, Larkesh and Aroha. Everyone in the positions that I've taken off. So a new striker, a new left mid and a new centre mid. But just thought I'd rest Linden after a fantastic brace. Give him a bit of a break. Jimmy Dunn up highest from that corner, but can't find the target, which is a real shame. But boys, I have to say I've been very impressed by the lads so far. And just, you know, save a couple of legs. Colback was pretty tired. Linden wasn't very tired. But again, if I can have him fully fit for the game against Watford, because he's really shown what he can do if I'm looking for a goal and I don't decide to start him. But after this cup performance, it's really given me an option to think about and a choice to make. Got to be careful here. They're rotating this round quite nicely. It's a simple cross. It lets him bring the play down there. Their number 9 managed to bring the ball down. Had plenty of time. It's far too much time on the ball to be able to bring that ball down there. Not good enough from the lads, but we do manage to eventually scrabble it clear and now push on the counter. Going to get the ball to Richards. Richards takes it past his man nice and easily. Good little bit of turning. And it is going to end up being a corner. It's kind of against the rule books, really. Well, not really the rule books, but the standards to make a change at this sort of time. But I'm going to do it. And it's going to have to be Sinclair Armstrong. Have I got enough changes to also take off Adoma? No, I'm out of subs. That's a real shame. Adoma is quite tired, but I don't really have the choice if I'm being brutally honest with you. Kelman is going to drop to the centre forward role, and we're going to play Sinclair Armstrong as that striker. So Coley leaving the pitch, but I have to say he really has put in a shift. I've mentioned him time and time again and the comparison between him and Richards, and it's been Coley offering most of it. So it does show that we've got a good little player on our hands here, with him being quite low rated but still managing to cause defences problems. But now Richards going to look in, find Kelman, couldn't quite have the time to get the strike away, but with 10 minutes left, boys, it's still 2-1. This would be a really good cup win, getting a good bit of minutes and some legs. And it'll be a good little result for the books there, lads. I won't lie to you, but we've still got time for something to be made here. A gap in the defence again. I've tried to bring Walsh out, and thankfully the ball strikes the post. It could have hit the back of the net there, but we get a little bit lucky there, saved by margins. It wasn't the prettiest win, but that is a full-time whistle, and that is a 2-1 win in the Carabao Cup. We do see ourselves into the next round. It could have gone a number of ways there. They had their chances. We made some mistakes, but we did enough to see the win off. I think in that one, it was definitely noticeable. We created less chances. Obviously, the overall rating of my squad was very different. We missed a player like Paul Smith, who, as I mentioned in the first episode, is vital with how I play FIFA, or FC, I should say, FC24. The pace is really, really needed. I have to say, Adoma wasn't as bad as I was expecting him to be because of his lack of pace, but very impressed, really enjoyed that, and a good win in the cup. As you can see, Lyndon Dykes celebrating that brace, as he should. Very well done to Lyndon indeed. I'm just going to very quickly see, just while I think about it, the goals scored so far from our main 2. So that's both players with 3 goals now. Obviously, Sinclair getting a bit of a like a cameo appearance in that last game, but 1 goal and 2 league appearances from Lyndon is nothing to be upset about, and then 3 in 2 games for Sinclair. So we do have a decision to make here. It is going to be a tricky one to make. I'm not entirely sure which way I'm going to go with it, but oh man, it's good to have the choices. It's good to have that struggle instead of not having options. Back in the league and back to our main lineup. You can see the regular starting 11 is out, and you'll notice Sinclair Armstrong is the man leading the line. Lyndon obviously having a fantastic game in the cup, and it's not that he's not been picked for any reason other than both are playing well. Armstrong is the person I'm deciding to stick with, and this is now Armstrong's chance to reply to the performance from Lyndon in the cup. That's my thought process, and we'll see how that plays out. Bit of rotation in the bench, a couple of other young players coming in. Drew moving to the bench, Barla over Coley, because a lot of the players that I played in the last game that don't normally play are now quite tired, and we have another game 2 days from now. So it's quite a busy little congested period of fixtures. So that's why the rotation has happened. But going with our strongest 11 back in the league, if we can keep up the winning form that we're in, that would be fantastic. I love the songs playing. I really do. Hopefully you guys can quietly hear it. I think the audio was a little bit louder than the last episode for the gameplay. I have tried to tweak it a little bit, so hopefully it's a little bit quieter today. My apologies if it was a bit too loud, but fingers crossed you guys can hear that. I think it's a real nice touch. I don't know if it's going to get me in trouble with copyright, but we'll find out. Future Tom, that's a future Tom problem. That's how that one works. But let's see how the boys do today. Very, very happy with the starting 11 and a bit of a point to prove. For those who don't maybe keep up with Championship football, our worst game of the season by far. 4-0 down at half-time in the opening game of the season against Watford. And probably one of the reasons a lot of teams decided, yep, QPR are definitely in trouble this year. We've had some much better performances. Not quite the results we wanted in real life, but much better performances after that. Let's see if we can, in the probably least impactful way that anyone's ever existed or tried to come up with, get our revenge on Watford. Does that count? Will anyone feel better if I beat Watford today after them drumming us 4-0? We'll find out. Come on, you ours. Smith back in the team and immediately causing problems with players here. He's absolutely sat somebody down there. And this bit of play is absolutely beautiful, boys. You love to see that. That is absolutely fantastic play from the lads. Smith sitting someone down, playing a simple but gorgeous ball into Sinclair Armstrong. And he plays a lovely little pass to get the assist through to Chris Willock. It is very evident that my quality of team has improved on the cup game. That felt so fluid. That felt so nice. Willock with that positioning was great. The run from Smith, the whole thing, it felt fantastic. And that's a much better start than in real life against Watford. Let's be honest. That's what we wanted to see. Chris Willock, 8 minutes in, 1-0. Lovely block there from Cook, who's playing very, very high up, but has won the ball in a great position now and can try and set Willock away, who's played it to Powell. Gets a lovely little return pass into him. Across to Ilias Chair, who's going to try and turn his man. Does just about do that. Oh, I tried to cut inside. My thought was if I shoot, it's going to get blocked. If I can turn past the man, we might get a better and clearer opportunity. But we didn't quite. Again, Cook and Clark sort of working really well together there and getting that ball away. But let's see if I can play it across. It does get deflected, but Dazelle doesn't quite have the pass in, and that's unfortunate. Oh, Watford working through the middle here. Ozzy can't quite get to his man. Begovic with a phenomenal save. I've cleared that very, very poorly. I've put it straight back into another dangerous area. Can we potentially now get this away? I think it's going to be difficult, but we're going to try our best to, boys. Let's see if we can get rid. Oh, mate, being stood off there. Oh, it's a lovely touch, lovely turn. Begovic with a fantastic save, however. Things you absolutely love to see. Int's going to whip this ball in now for Watford. Obviously, the threat not over yet. It's going to go close post. Well cleared there from Dazelle. Can we see the man out here? Armstrong trying to close him down a little bit. I think he's going to play out wide, but he didn't. He turned the man. Ozzy just about gets in the way in the end from the shot from Martins. Well done there to Ozzy and eventually Cook as well to bring that one away. And the ball through could be problematic here. This is the kind of thing we love to see Armstrong running onto. It needed a little bit more on it, if anything, because I think the leg race would have been Armstrong's to win there. Oh, they're just running this ball inside. Lovely bit of play. Oh, the space between Cook and Ozzy was problematic there. The two of them just kind of overlapping and getting mixed up with each other. Oh, and it ends up being a problem, and that is sorry, it's not 2-2. That is 1-1. And that's a problem. That's not a great one for us, boys, but yeah, it's not great. Not great at all. But let's see there. Ozzy's had to push up. So Cook's coming across. Then Ozzy and Cook run into each other, kind of hitting each other's overlap there. And it's just underneath Begovic's arm. Not too much he could do about it. He closed the angle as much as he could. Wasn't quite enough. 1-1. Good tackle in the end there. Cook again coming across. Now, can we get this ball inside? We can't quite. That is unfortunate. And again, I have to say, on the attack, defending against Watford is proving to be difficult. They've got some good talented players going forward, and they are causing me issues. Powell does get to that in the end. I was going to say, isn't quite going to get that one, but he does. And now Willock and Powell again working really nicely round this left-hand side of the pitch, on this left-hand side of the wing here. Ilias Chair, mate, keep running. Oh, it's gone all the way to Paul Smith, but that's not the end of the world because Paul Smith is going to turn, finds Ilias Chair, who's going to get it onto his left, hits the ball, is straight at the keeper. Hamer makes a really good save in the end. That could have been a real opportunity. That really could have been 2-1 and a real good reply. And it would have been just before half-time. It would have been a fantastic time to have got it. But the chance isn't quite dead here after not a great clearance from the keeper. It's going to go to Paul Smith. He's going to use his pace to get ahead of the defender, and he's going to find the back of the net. go in front of those QPR fans. I said just before halftime would be great timing, and we have got it even closer to the halftime whistle than if Ilias Chair had scored his chance. But we get that second goal. We've regained the lead. Fantastic stuff there. What a first half this has been. It's been end-to-end football. They've been a nightmare to defend against. But yet again, Paul Smith showing he is a problem for defences to deal with. Gets himself another goal. That's 2 goals this season for a player that I think a lot of QPR fans would probably agree with me. I was a little bit worried when we were going in for an ex-player like Paul Smith. And I said quite publicly online in the streams and stuff, over on Twitch, by the way, feel free to check it out, Hursty Games. I said that, you know, if we're bringing him in as a squad player to bring on and make a bit of an impact every now and again, absolutely fine. And I will tell you right now, I have never been happier to be wrong about a player. He has been one of our best players this season in real life. And he's playing pretty similar form right now in the career mode as we hit half-time here at Watford. Vicarage Road is probably going to be a little bit on the quieter side apart from the away end. It's been a really good game. This, again, I have to say, boys, if you play career mode and you're finding Legendary a bit too basic, Ultimate is actually fun to play against. I've always been against Ultimate because it makes every player 99 rated. I don't know if that's what it does in FC24 as well, but Ultimate actually feels fun to play against. So I highly recommend it if you're a little bit torn as to what difficulty to try out. Kenneth Powell, I think, has played pretty much every minute apart from a couple in that last game. So I am going to take him off and I'm going to bring on, I think it's going to have to be Duke McKenna because of the 54 defence. Bala, I would like to get some minutes, but I think it's got to be Duke McKenna just because of his slightly more defensive-minded stats. So Duke McKenna's going to come on at left mid. Apart from that, I could say that Smith's a bit tired and Cook is a little bit tired, but you can see on the bench, the only option we've got for Cook is Dunn, who is actually more tired than Cook. So I think I'm going to have to hold off that one for now. But we do have options to come on at some point at right mid. We could end up bringing on Bala and then swapping Duke McKenna to the right, or we've got Aroha to come in the midfield, Linden up top, Drew to play out wide. We've got options, boys. We have got options. But for now, that's the only change we're going to make. But I think Cook will have to not play at all in the next game, and I think we'll have to focus on him getting his stamina, his fitness, I should say, rather than his sharpness in the next game. But Duke McKenna getting his first minutes for the season. Really good first half. More of the same, please, boys. 2-1. Come on, you ours. Dizelle going to try and play it here to Smith. Going to get it back. Going to try a shot here. We know in real life that Dizelle has got a wand on him. We saw that against Middlesbrough with a beautiful finish. If you have not seen that goal, for your own sake, go and check it out. It was a lovely, lovely strike, but it was better than the one I tried to make him have there, I'll be honest with you. But Willock now pairing up with Duke McKenna, who is going to rotate it. Oh, I actually asked for that down to Dizelle, but he's tried to play it in the middle to a player who was very much marked. Cook with work to do up against their big, big striker, whose name I've blooming forgot, but he's a big, strong lad. Sema, that's it. Sema brings it through. Thankfully, the shot's not great, and it does find its way wide. Ball played forward here to Willock. Duke McKenna with those fresh legs. I think he has just stayed on side. He's not the quickest, but he's staying just clear of his defender. Going to play it inside. Sinclair Armstrong on his right foot with the finish. Off the bar, a real good effort. First touch just to bring it out and open his body up. Second shot to have the effort on target. And it's a good effort. I think it definitely has to keep a beat. It really does. But it's just off the post. That is so unlucky. Nice bit of play here from Watford on our left-hand side. I think he's going to try and find it central. He does, but really well done there from Sam Field, doing exactly what we know Field does, which is just break up play in the middle of the park here. And now Willock finds Sinclair Armstrong a little bit wider than he'd like to be, but he is going to try and cut inside now. No one really in the box. He looks back, finds Willock. Really good defence there from the Watford number 5. Really did just find the spot he needed to find and block it. Very good defending. I've got a number of changes lined up, but I just need the ball to go off the pitch because I've got some pretty tired players, some tired legs that I would like to bring off the pitch so that they're, you know, not fighting in the trenches for their stamina to be ready for the midweek. Oh, really nice play. Martin's through. Begovic dives a little bit early, but does manage to see the ball not go into the back of the net. And Chair now, on this counter-attack, is going to try and burst forward, brings that ball forward. Look at the run from Willock. He's just being kept up with by the defender, but the Trivela from Ilias Chair, 3-1 with 12 minutes on the clock. And that should be all she wrote. I don't see us conceding again, especially twice. Well, maybe conceding again after the save from Begovic there. But I don't see us conceding 2 to drop the 3 points here. But obviously, stranger things have happened. But the run from Chair, as soon as that ball got to him, he just had to run up to the other end of the pitch. Travella there from Ilias Chair, and that is exactly what you love to see. Lovely from Ilias. The Moroccan man finds the back of the net for, is that maybe the first time this season? I'm not sure. All I know is it's a goal, and it should see us win this game. As I said before, a plethora of changes I have taken off. It's not going to tell me in the bottom left, is it? That's I don't know if it is. If it doesn't, I'm going to pause it and tell you. You can see Linden is on the pitch for Armstrong. I'm going to have to pause it and tell you because I don't remember myself. So Linden's come on for Armstrong. Aroha has come on for Cook, and Field has gone into the back line. Bala on at right mid. And you know what? I think while I'm here, I will just get another change. Actually, is that all of my changes? Have I changed? Oh, I also changed Duke McKenna, didn't I? So that is all of my changes, I believe. I don't think I can. Oh, I can make one more. Okay, so Drew's going to go here. I know he doesn't like right mid, but Barlow will actually go to the centre forward role. So when the ball next goes off, Drew will also make his way onto the pitch with about, maximum 10 minutes left on the clock. So he'll get a couple of minutes. It's nothing crazy, but it also just means that Ilias gets a little bit of a break before the midweek in a couple of days. But 3-1, very happy with that, boys. Good defence there from Clark Salter as well. Good cross in here from Watford, and Begovic beaten at his near post. Martins is going to find the back of the net and bag himself a brace. A beautiful cross from the left-hand side of Watford. Real good whip in there, and it was a simple header in the end from Martins. I don't think Clark Salter was anywhere near his man there, or was it? Yeah, Clark Salter wasn't anywhere near, and I think part of that is the defensive stats of Duke McKenna. Look where Duke McKenna is. He's inside Clark Salter's sort of gap between him and Field. He should be the man marking that wide player, and someone more defensive like Powell probably would have been there. But I think that just goes to show early doors in the season, numbers are maybe a little bit thin on the ground in some places. Fullbacks is probably one of those situations. And yeah, it's going to prove to be a bit of a problem until we manage to fix that potentially, or start looking to fix that in January. But we will get there eventually. But it's closer than we wanted it to be in the end. But 3-2 away win against Watford. You have to take those. You can't be upset about it. And boy, I'm not. I can promise you that. Really good result. Very good stuff. And the unbeaten streak continues. 3 out of 3 in the league. 4 out of 4 in all competitions. And you can't be upset with that, boys. What a start to the season. You can see it's highlighting Willock with his first goal of the season. I said, was it his first goal as well from Ilias? And I don't actually know if it was or not. No, Ilias has got 3, actually, all in the league. It could be that first game where we were scoring for fun. That could be part of it. But no goals from either of our 2 strikers in that one. So it's still up in the air as to who is going to be our number 1 striker. Let me know in the comments who you would be looking to start in this save. Would you be going with Sinclair Armstrong, or would you be going with Linden? I know that you could use one in the centre forward role and play the other striker, but dropping the likes of Chair or Willock just seems mental to me, because having the option of both those playing either side of a striker, it's just too good to pass up, in my opinion. And hopefully you guys agree, by the way, that it really is brilliant having a player like Smith come on and do the job that he does. It really is quite nice. I'm just going to have a very quick look here. I've got some players, it says at the top, whose contracts are expiring soon-ish. Let me know in the comments, which of these players should we sign on again? Begovic is already dropping in rating because of his age, because EA believed that once you get to 30, 31, you just get worse and worse. It isn't always the case, as has Adoma. We've got Duke McKenna, we've got Alfie Lloyd, and we have got Dixon Bonner. 3 players as well that are, on the younger side of things for the squad. I think we should probably give all 3 of these a contract. Let me know what you think about Adoma and Begovic. I think it's probably time to say goodbye to both at the end of the season. I'd imagine both might look to retire at the end of the season, so it's also worth considering that. But it does mean, at the very least, we need another goalkeeper in January, and it could end up meaning we also need another right mid / right wing back option. Let me know in the comments what you guys would do. So it is match day right now, and we do have a lot of players that are actually still quite tired. I mean, look at Cook's stamina. Look at Ozzy's stamina. Clark Salters is only just in the green. You can see a lot of these players, their stamina is actually on the lower end of things. Kenneth Powell, apparently not. He is just here for it, lads. But I think what I'm going to have to do is I think I'm going to have to set majority of the starting 11, as you can see, to energy focused, and then keep the bench and reserves on balance. So their match sharpness hopefully stays higher-ish. but they keep the fitness as well to rotate quite nicely. So that's what I think we're going to have to do, boys. Because we're on actual match day here against Bristol City, and we've got a handful of starting players who are tired. So you can see the squad I've had to rotate to here. So Fox and Dunn both come into the back line. Clark Salter is going to sit in that central role, and at some point probably going to have to make way for either Ozzy or for Cook. Just because of those tired legs. Coley comes in at right mid. Smith makes his way actually off the bench just because of how tired he is. Colback's going to come in for Sam Field. And then Linden is going to start ahead of Armstrong. This is, again, another opportunity to see, potentially, how Linden's going to do in the league. Armstrong obviously starting, I think, all of the league games so far, but Linden now starting, Armstrong on the bench, mainly because of stamina, but I guess it is also a little bit of a good chance to see how that works. Willock and Chair staying in those central forward roles, but we do also have options to bring in if we need to. But as you can see, Linden has scored 3 goals in his last 3 games, a point to prove, getting minutes on the pitch here. But Bristol City, not going to be the easiest of games. They have currently got 1 point in the league, though. We're sat atop the tree with 9, and for some reason, I don't think... Oh, no, the crowd noise is on. It's just a little bit quiet. Insert jokes about QPR's home crowd being quiet compared to the away fans. It's not for me to say. Well, I am one of the quiet fans. Come on, you ass. Kenneth Powell, the man who apparently has the best engine in the squad. Going to work his way forward. Going to get a bit of space at the edge of the box here. Going to have a strike, and I would like to formally apologise because I should not have done that. Oh, lovely bit of play here from Bristol City as they work it central. Clark Salter isn't going to get there, but Asmir Begovic, with the reactions of a cat, gets down to the strike from Knight that looked like it was destined to hit the back of the net, but it doesn't. And that there is going to be a corner to Bristol City after what I thought was going to be a 1-0 early setback. So got to be careful to not concede from the corner. Good clearance there from Jack Colback. Gets up, wins that one, and Willock brings that ball down really nicely with players to have to take on here. He's got 3 defenders to try and beat. He's going to try and knock it past the first. I maybe asked a bit much of him. He's not quite going to get that one. Coley obviously playing that right mid / right wing back role, so is expected to come back, and he is doing so. He's just seeing that player out wide. He's worked around him pretty easily. I mean, I think he's got like 26 defending, so I'm not expecting him to set the world alight, but Begovic, mate, he is coming to the rescue right now. What a lad. He has been very, very good. You can see here, look, that's a real close range effort, and that is a phenomenal save from Asmir Begovic. Really nice stuff there. Coley brings this ball forward. Going to see the overlapping run from Linden. Linden, a little bit wider than we'd like him, but he does often find himself in these positions in real life. Going to get it into Ilias. What was that from Ilias? Just hit it, lad. Don't mess around with it. What are you doing? Got to be careful here. Fox, oh, that's done. Mate, I said it in the beginning of the league game that we brought him in on. But, mate, Jimmy Dunn is actually so good in this. I feel like I need to be playing him because he is so good in game. Like I say, his stats and stuff for, career mode or ultimate team or whatever don't look that amazing. But, boy, does he play well. But Powell here, great cross. If that had just been a little bit higher, I don't think O'Leary would have been able to claim it. And you had Dizelle and I think potentially Chair running in at the back post to potentially have just found a nice little tap in. But well done there from O'Leary. Not quite enough on it from Kenneth Powell. Bristol City, this is going to be the last chance of the half. Well in there from Fox. Fox is going to bring that one away, and that is going to be half-time. It's been a scrappy first half here. By far the best chances falling to Bristol City. We had that one chance with Chair when he's played some weird, I don't even know what it was. He sort of hopped and kicked it half-heartedly, and it's a wasted chance. It's a chance that really should put us at 1-0, but Begovic has stopped 2 really solid chances from Bristol City to keep us in the game, to keep it at 0-0. Also, that is not where the commentators at this point, where they're stood here, are just on the top of the stadium. That's not where you're meant to be, lads. But I respect it. Somebody get them a ladder. Let's bring on, I think it's going to have to be Dixon Bonner, and I think we're going to have to move Colback into centre-back, kind of like the same deal we've been doing with Field the Shield. So Dixon Bonner's going to come in and get some minutes in the middle of the park here. And we're also going to have to take off Ilias Chair. It's going to have to be a Richard situation here and see if we can get anything. The tiredness in this team is going to be a problem. Coley didn't play the last game, and look at his stamina. struggling. So Willock and or Pal are going to have to make way at some point. We do have Larketch. We do have Aroha to come on for both of them, and potentially Armstrong if we really need to for Willock as well. But let's crack on into the second half. Work to do, boys, to keep up the winning streak, but an unbeaten streak is still nothing to turn our nose up at. A point would still be very good, but 3 is what we're after. Come on, you ours. Coley up against his man. It's very evident, I think, that Bristol City know Coley is far less defensive than Powell because they are attacking down this side a lot, and it's eventually going to cause us a problem. Good save there from Begovic. Does keep it in the area, but gets up, picks it up. Let's calm it down a bit, boys. Calm it down. Willock on the ball here. Bit of space at the edge of the box. Willock's going to try and line up a bit of a powered strike. It's a good effort. It causes a problem there for O'Leary. He can't catch it, but he does make a save. I maybe could have tried to aim a little bit nearer to the corner, but it is going to lead to a corner for us here. They're going to whip this one in. I need a little bit more on it than the last one. That's much better. Into a good area there, but it's well defended in the end. But we're going to keep it alive now. Powell, doesn't quite actually keep it alive. It's going to be a good tackle there from the defender. Oh, that's a really nice pass. Bit of a lapse in defence there from both of our wide centre-backs who were nearer to each other than being nearer to Colback for some reason. Not entirely sure how or indeed why, but they're rotating this round nicely. Oh, my word. It's the first chance that Begovic hasn't saved, but thankfully it was wide of the post. They're making some changes. I've got to do the same. Stamina-wise, boys, we are slowly falling behind this now. It's going to end up being Larketch coming on in that left mid spot. Aroha is going to have to come on in that central attacking role. Or can I get away with that? I think that's what I'm going to have to do there, boys. I think I'm going to swap Coley and Richards, have Richards on that left. Aroha's going to play right mid. We're going to have to not bring on Armstrong just because of his stamina, boys. I just don't think it's worth bringing on somebody who's already tired when actually the issue we've got right now is the fitness of this squad. That is going to end up biting us in the backside. So the 2 changes you saw are the 2 changes we make. It does on paper make the team considerably weaker, but they're changes that I think stamina-wise have to happen. It's not ideal, but it's where we're at right now with the squad. Ball's being played forward now. Colback been pulled out of position a little bit there. Jimmy Dunn and Aurora with work to do on this right-hand side of our defence. They're going to play it inside. It's going to go again to their number 2, and that there is going to be 1-0 to Bristol City, and it's got to be said, it's nothing less genuinely than what they deserve. They have been the better side, and McCrory is going to make the most of this chance after multiple chances that they haven't been able to find the back of the net. They've done so here. Begovic finally beaten. He has been so good at the back for us, but it seemed like a matter of but when. And the answer is 76 minutes. It's 1-0 to Bristol City. We have got work to do now, and it's work to do with a tired squad that kind of is a large part now, a rotation 11 now, but Linden is going to keep this alive into Aroha. Oh, Linden, I tried the fake shot. I'm learning that the fake shot animation seems a lot slower this year, and it's causing me to waste maybe a couple more chances where in previous titles I would have had a bit more chance and probably would have taken it past the player. But actually now this has led to a chance here, another chance that's just going to go above the goal for McCrory. Could have made it 2 in the space of about 6 minutes, and that would have been a problem. Richards going to try and bring this ball forward now. Not really seen too much of the ball since coming on, but Richards going to find a bit of space. I've done it again. Boys, I've done it again. I've played another fake shot. It's because I went to shoot and then thought, actually, no, I'm not going to be able to get the shot away. And I've wasted another chance, lads. I need to get out of doing fake shots. It was a big part of my FIFA 23, but FC24... Career Mode, at least, it doesn't seem to be that effective. I've stepped off the man twice. I've stepped off of it. Jimmy Dunn probably should have found his way to get that ball. And Naki Wells, I feel like he'd have been respectful. The manager's getting involved. Chill out, mate. Oh, dearie me. That's poor. That's poor from me. Poor bit of defence. Lovely bit of play in the end from their wide player to just play it into the box. When you've got a player like Naki Wells in that area, he's going to find the back of the net. He's very, very capable. Look at that. Simple stuff. They were lining up. McCrory was right behind him as well. That's poor defence from me. This has been the wake-up call that we needed, I think. It's been difficult. We've been living off of scraps. I think it's a little bit unfair maybe to judge Linden off of this game alone because he's not had for the whole second half the players around him that we needed. But a good chance there from Linden. Couldn't quite find the back of the net. But Dazell's going to end up whipping this one in now. Can we get Linden on the ball? Yes, we can. Oh, he's going to hit the bar. when it's not your day, it's not your day. And today has well and truly not been our day. 2-0 as the whistle goes. We do lose to Bristol City, who before this game had 1 point. They see themselves up to 4. That is disappointing. It's a disappointing loss. And 2 of them, well, the second one, sorry, especially, I would say were down to defensive errors from myself. But sometimes those games are going to happen. Even Begovic couldn't save us fully this game, and he did a very good job of saving us for a good 60 minutes. So first loss of the season. It's unfortunate. It's disappointing, but it was probably going to happen at some point. Well, it's unfortunate to end on a low point, but you can see we're still well and truly up and amongst it. Norwich and Leeds both unbeaten, so are going to now go ahead of us. The top of the table, the dizzying heights of first place will eventually leave us, but it doesn't mean it's all done and dusted. Obviously, there's a lot of games to go, but 4 games into the season, I'm very happy to be as high up as we are. I'm just going to have a little look at the where's the calendar? I've gone past it. So as you can see, midweeks for the next couple of weeks. So we literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in about, oh God, I don't even know, in what, like 3 weeks? So that's the break after Norwich. We've got a week until Birmingham. So we really do have to be as cautious with the squad as we can over these next handful of games. But Burnley in the Cup is going to be a rough one. That is going to be a tough game. I think what we have to do, we can't take Plymouth lightly. We've got to get out a decent squad against Plymouth. Hopefully the change in focus actually for the squad is going to be pretty helpful. You know what? For our full starting 11, I think we go... Oh, I don't want to lose too much sharpness. We'll go energy focused. We'll have the whole squad, the whole starting 11 on energy focused. And I'm actually going to have Coley on energy focus as well, just to get a good little bit of stuff back there. Anyone that's looking like they're going to be quite a bit short, I will try and make sure they're on something half decent. We should be okay with that. Maybe I'll whack... Oh, no, Linden should be fine as well. Sweet. That's going to be the play, boys. I'm going to really actually have to focus on this. This is going to be something quite important to make sure we do have a fully fit starting 11 where possible. Dazelle, for example, is absolutely done in. So it's just going to be a matter of really managing this squad and managing the stamina. Let me know what you guys are thinking of these tweaks to Career Mode. I like this a lot. I like the fact that you can actually go, actually, he needs to be match sharp. He needs to be training on getting fit again. I'm down for that. I think that's a really cool addition. As I said to you guys in the comments, let me know which of the 2 strikers you would be looking to play as your number 1 if you were in my shoes. And also let me know what you would do with the players with the expiring contracts. But that is it for today's video. If you've enjoyed it, then please leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, and the channel out a whole bunch. If you're new here, hit the sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. If you'd like to watch us on our live streams, it's Hursty Games over on Twitch. There is a link down below, along with my TikTok, along with my Twitter. Feel free to follow me on whichever platforms or social medias that you use. But thank you for watching. That's all from me. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Take care. Come on, you Rs.